Hello, all my bottoms up babes. This is your soul master, Carrie, taking the messiness in life, mixing it up, finding the message, and serving it to you straight. Because healing isn't linear, it's layered, and sometimes the breakdown is just the beginning of your breakthrough. Here, we honor the ache, speak the life into silence, and give the broken pieces a place to belong. This is the space where truth meets tenderness, where your story is sacred and your scars are seen. So breathe deep, open up, listen up, and let the healing begin. Hello, all my bottoms up babes. This is your soul tender Carrie, taking the messiness in life, shaking it up, and finding a message and serving it to you straight. I come to you today because I want to talk to you about the presence of being present. Today we live in such a fast-paced world. The economy is ever growing. Everybody is one step ahead of themselves. Nobody is really present anymore. All we see is this, people looking down on their phones, not even realizing what's going on around them. Crime has increased. It's scary, to say the least. And what are we going to do about it? We have to be present. We have to start looking at our surroundings and being alert of the things that we're doing in our lives. Most importantly, for the people that are in our lives. So many people have encountered mental illness, and I don't think it's because they're mentally ill per se. I think it's because it's the lack of love, the lack of attention, the lack of feeling present, that they're important. Everybody is so in tune with their phones, electronics, whatever, insert whatever word you want to say, that people are resorting to drugs and people are resorting to alcohol, things that are, affecting the mind and making a mental impact on people's minds, which then is becoming the mental illness end of it. Because people aren't feeling that emotion or that attachment anymore, and it's such a disattachment. It's sad. It truly, truly is sad. I want to tell you a story, and I pray that I get through it without crying, because it tears at my heart every time that I tell it. So during my abuse and all the crazy trauma that I was going through, I wasn't really present. I wasn't present in the present moment because I was losing my own mind. I was running from the devil, literally. And because of that, my mental illness, my health, everything had started to deteriorate. I was no longer happy. I was miserable. I was lack of sleep, malnutrition, all of that. And, my kids, they suffered not because they were around any of the physical abuse part of it, but they were around me, who was miserable inside. I remember my poor daughter walking up to me and telling me, "Mommy, look, I made this picture." And I just yelled, "What do you want?" And that scared me, because I don't disrespect my kids like that. I don't talk to them psychotic in that way, or, flying off the handle. And that's when I knew that I needed help, because my emotions were so on high from the scarcity and the fear of running away from an abuser and trying to have protection and survive, that I wasn't in the present moment. And so as I began to get help and see a therapist and come around to being in the present moment, that's when I realized how much I had already lost. And the one thing that we can't get back in this life is our time. What has happened in the past, you can't take back, you can't bring back, you can't buy back. So being present is so incredibly important. While my kids were handling me on edge, my ex had a woman whom he was dating. She moved into their home, his home, and she was abusive to my children, and I did not know that. The next thing you know, my kids were on edge. My children's education started to decline. I began to contact the school, ask the teachers if they could email my ex and I together so we could see where missing assignments and the disconnection had come into play. It wasn't until about a couple months later I received a call in the evening times, and it was the school. It was late. It was around 9 o'clock in the evening. So I thought for sure that this would be like some sort of voicemail or something like that the school bus was going to be on a different detour or something. And it was actually the school principal. And when I heard his voice and he had asked for me, I was concerned. And he said, I'm sorry I called so late, but I am actually trying to go to sleep, and I saw something today that really caught my eye, and it's been bothering me all day, and I feel like I just cannot go to bed until I advise you of the situation. My ex had the girlfriend, I guess, had gone to the school to pick up my children, and she was acting extremely irate, which caused concern for the principal and the faculty too that were in the office at that time. So upon research, seeing what's going on, it came to the conclusion after putting my kids in counseling that this woman was abusing my children, and not physically, but mentally, emotionally. She was doing things like she took this doll that looked like the famous Annabelle, like scary doll, and put it in my daughter's book bag. So when she would open her book bag in the morning to put her school lunch in there, that doll was in there that terrified her. She would scream in my daughter's face, call her swear words, call her swear names, things of that nature. And I would have never known that if that principal did not call me, but I probably would have known that had I been more present. I know that life is hard. We're all out here trying to do our best, but when we lose our presence in the present time, that is where things happen that we need to be a part of. So I ask you that if you are out there and you're struggling, maybe on fast pace, you're, feeling that, well, for me, like I'm a single mom and, I feel like I have to work 1,000,000 hours in order to take care of my children. But maybe you need that one day to take a day and devote it to your children or to the people that are special in your life. Let them know that I understand I'm working so many hours, but I'm going to devote this one day with you. Don't be on your phone during that time. Do things that make them feel special and wanted. Because another thing too is I had a father who wasn't really present in my life, and I don't remember the toys my mom bought me or the random things that, maybe she did here and there. But I do remember the absence of my father and the times that I wish he was there when he wasn't. So if you're hearing this today and you are maybe avoiding situations and, maybe you haven't been present with your children or present and you think that, it's better off to grace people with your absence because maybe it's confrontational or stressful for you to be in the present moment throughout different things. Please make sure that, especially when it comes to children, to make sure that you let them know how loved they are and you devote that time, because it will affect them as they get older, and they may resort to substance abuse, to different things just to feel love because they always knew what love was not. And I am an advocate of that, and that is why I'm on here today telling you in this episode to do whatever you can to be present in the present moment, because your presence is a present to your loved ones. And you can't take time back. You can't make it up. You can't buy it. You can't sell it. That's one thing that is a gift that many of us take advantage of. But it's a time that you spend and give that is always recognized, because people don't ever remember what you do for them, but they always remember how you make them feel. Much love and have a great day.